Hey, I'm Gentry Stein, two-time world yo-yo champion and creator of DNA, and this is 10 DNA yo-yo tricks from easy to hard. I've created a set of 10 DNA yo-yo tricks and ranked them in order of difficulty. Each DNA will get progressively harder, and I'll be teaching and explaining each trick so you can follow along too. I'll be using the official DNA yo-yo along with the brand new DNA yo-yo string, both from gentrystein.com, and we'll get started with level 1, the classic DNA. The classic DNA starts with a front style horizontal throw going over your opposite hand. Pop the yo-yo up onto your pointer finger into a finger spin. Whip the string into the gap of the yo-yo and lightly pull up, causing the yo-yo to snag, and watch the DNA form. Make sure your top hand is lined up with the yo-yo the whole time and pop the yo-yo back off your finger to catch. Once you've mastered the classic DNA, we're ready for level 2, DNA hops. The DNA hops start with the regular DNA. Once the DNA helix is formed, pop the yo-yo onto your middle finger, then your ring finger, and finally your pinky. Then pop it back to each finger all the way to your pointer finger once again. Make sure to throw the yo-yo hard at the beginning to keep the DNA formation throughout the trick. Now that your DNA hops are on lock, let's step it up to level 3, the step back DNA. This is where things start to get creative and the difficulty ramps up. Once your DNA is formed, tuck your elbow in and bring the yo-yo around to the outside of your arm. Then hop the yo-yo over your arm and catch it back in the starting DNA position. Make sure to have your DNA controlled on the outside of the arm before you attempt the step back jump. Okay, the step back's in your bag, and now we're ready for level 4, behind the back DNA. The hardest part of the behind the back DNA is the starting catch. It will feel like a pretty awkward position, but once you can land it behind the back, all it takes is wrapping the string around the yo-yo from the side closest to you. Pull up and make sure to keep that top hand lined up with the yo-yo. From here, your behind the back DNA should be locked in. All the DNA tricks from this point are way more difficult, and using an official DNA yo-yo along with the official DNA string will make all your DNA tricks infinitely easier. The swivel in the DNA string will keep your string tension perfect throughout all DNA tricks and will allow you to hold DNAs over 4 times longer than regular string. Match that with an official DNA yo-yo and you have the best possible setup. Both the official DNA yo-yo and DNA strings are available on gentrystein.com. Oh, and if you want to get started yo-yoing, check out the Yo-Yo. It's the best for learning easier tricks and the basic DNA, and if you want to go all out, check out the Ultimate DNA Yo-Yo Pack. Thanks for the support. Back to the video. We've brought our DNAs behind the back, but for the next level, we're taking it around the world for level 5, the Euro DNA. The Euro DNA is definitely a step up, but the DNAs only get more difficult from here. Once you land the yo-yo in the finger spin, whip the string around the yo-yo counterclockwise. Keep this movement going a second time around while you lift the yo-yo up and twist your hand toward the outside, bringing your arm into this inverted position when you whip the string into the yo-yo. Hold this position while keeping the DNA helix going and your Euro DNA should be on point. Check it out from this angle and pause the video at each step if you need help. Our DNAs are global now, but to step it up even more, you never want to let them know your next move. Level 6 is the Hezi DNA. While this one may be called the Hezi, definitely don't hesitate because to hit this one, you need full commitment. When your DNA is locked in, pop the yo-yo up into the air and quickly bring your hand down below it. You'll notice the DNA will form below the yo-yo, and when the yo-yo starts to drop, quickly bring your hand back above the yo-yo and catch it back in a finger spin. If you can land back in a DNA from here, your defender's ankles will most definitely be broken. Nobody will know that Hezi DNA was coming, but let's take our DNAs to a different universe. Level 7 is the upside down DNA. The upside down DNA takes an entirely new level of control. Start the same as a regular DNA, but once you pop the yo-yo up, whip the string into the gap of the yo-yo when it's mid-air. Grab the top half of the yo-yo with your hand extremely lightly, letting the yo-yo spin in your fingertips. Then pull your hand down, causing the string to snag and forming the upside down DNA. Remember to hold the yo-yo lightly as you'll only have a couple seconds before the spin runs out. Now that we're getting into GOAT level DNAs, level 8 is none other than the Ronaldo DNA. This one starts the same as the upside down DNA. When you pop the yo-yo up, whip the string into the gap of the yo-yo while it's midair. This time, as the string enters the gap, bounce the yo-yo off your leg at the exact moment the string starts to snag, and pull your top hand up to start the DNA. As the yo-yo starts to fall, bounce the yo-yo off your other leg and land back into a finger spin. At this point, we're entering God tier DNA territory, approaching the peak of DNA difficulty. Level 9 is the 360 DNA. Once you hit a regular DNA, pop the yo-yo high into the air and start your 360 turn to your right side. Continue turning and find the yo-yo in midair so you can catch the finger spin in time. It's super difficult to catch this one, so make sure it's a soft landing. Don't get dizzy from that 360 because we need to be absolutely locked in for the next DNA. Watch your back, protect yourself at all times because level 10 is the ghost DNA. The ghost DNA is the most difficult catch of them all. Props to you if you've made it this far. First, hit a regular DNA and start moving the DNA up and to your left side. Your arm should be bent completely over your head here. Pop the yo-yo up behind and over your head and find the yo-yo in midair as quickly as possible. Bring your finger down to your hip and catch the yo-yo in a finger spin. Lock that DNA in and enter DNA mastery. The ghost DNA is 10 out of 10 difficulty, but with the perfect technique and a soft landing, you'll catch that ghost eventually. That's 10 DNA yo-yo tricks from easy to hard. What level are you?